Hello and welcome to Antique Needleworkers. My name is Shellie and this is my channel about cross stitch and all my crafty endeavors, and I'm so glad you joined me here today. If this is your first time, I thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you find some inspiration in your making while you're here. And if you are a return subscriber, I thank you for coming time and time again. Well, hello, my friends. How are you? I'm so glad to be back with you here today. I know it's been a hot minute, but I have just been busy is the only way to put that. And I have got so much to talk to you about and so much to show you today, and I'm just so glad that we could join here together. So what have I been up to? Well, it is February and I arrived to my new Florida house the 1st of January, and we spent the entire month of January. You know what it's like when you buy a new house? Well, this is house number 2. It's our second home. And so we had to make this entire house our own. And we, my husband has worked like a crew of men. There is not a surface that hasn't been painted. There's been grouting and tile work and all kind of things, woodwork and electrical and all the things. He has worked like a crew, and it's just beautiful. I love our new second home. It's just so wonderful and peaceful and such a wonderful place to be. We have actually family in right now. If you hear noises, I'm so sorry. I have my dogs, and we have family dogs. We have more family that will be here in just a little bit, and we have driveway work going on. So there's equipment outside. So you might hear some bumps and barks, but I must trudge on. It has been far too long since I made a video, and it was time to catch up. And I have so many things that are coming up that I just wanted to meet here with you today so that we could catch up and talk about all the things and get ahead of all the things that I have to do. Okay, so we got here and we've worked, but on top of working and making this house our own and moving into this house, I had to finish up market. So all my lands, you know, all of the preparations for getting all of your models finished, doing all of your preparations and creating those into pattern booklets. And you know, my sweet friend Carrie, hi Carrie, I love you. If you think about Carrie, say a prayer for her. She has hurt her back terribly, and she's a trooper. She's worked, but she is really hurt. So let's pray for Carrie. So, but anyway, Carrie had originally, with my original patterns, she had taken the patterns I created and she set them up in booklet form for me, because unfortunately I didn't know how to do that. But in the meantime, since I've been here, yes, I did all of that. And so another thing learned. And so now I'm totally independent, which is wonderful, because you hate to put that kind of work on somebody else. And so, and I want to know how to do each and every aspect. So anyhow, all the admin for preparations for the patterns, putting the patterns together, getting them off to print, and then preparing all the social media. And by now, if you are on social media, you will have seen that I've revealed all of my patterns, but I'm going to show them to you today right here on this video. And I do want to tell you that I have created a schedule, and I will drop it right here. And that schedule is going to be for live interviews on my Facebook Circle of Friends group. And I invite you, if you are not in my Facebook Circle of Friends group, please go on Facebook, ask to join. answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, you don't get admittance, but answer the questions and join the group. Starting tomorrow, I am going to be the first one, and I am going to show all of my new releases. But on this live, it gives you a chance to, I can see questions or comments, and you can interact with me live in the group, and as I talk about my new patterns. And then I have 6 other designers that I have invited, and they will throughout the month be coming on to the Facebook Circle of Friends, which is what the schedule I created for you for. And you'll be able to see me speak to them, and then them show their patterns, and we interact about those and answer questions for you. And I think it'll be a wonderful time. I created a schedule that was diverse. It wasn't just sampler exclusive. I know that there are so many of you that love different genres, so I wanted to cover a multitude of those. And so I have invited Sweet Wing Studios, Susan O'Brien. I have invited Emily Call, my sister Sampler, Teresa Kogut. I have got Sylvia from Running with Needles and Scissors, my sweet mentor. And then I have Arlene Cohen from Works by ABC. And so there is going to be a diverse, different intersection of styles, and I thought that that would be interesting for you. I wanted to make sure that I covered a broad sense of the cross stitch community, so I hope that you'll come onto the Facebook group and join me there and interact. I think it'll be fantastic. And you can find the links for all these things down in my description box. So preparation for getting this new house together, preparation for market. I have been able to do some stitching on patterns that are not my own, not a extreme amount, but I do have things to show you on that. But while we're on right here, let's just move ahead and let me just show you some market things. First thing I want to show you is this magazine. This is Needlework Retailer, and Needlework Retailer is what goes out to each and every one of the brick and mortar shops, and in it shows patterns and releases from all the designers, and then it's informative. So this goes out to the business community, for the retail community, for the cross stitch community. And this is the page right here that has all of the people that will be attending as designers. And I was so excited because guess what? This is the first time right here, me, myself, and me right there. This is the first time that Antique Needleworkers has made it into print, and I will save this. I probably will save this for the rest of my life and all of the other ones, because the next one that comes out should be out by the end of the month. They come out every 2 months, but the next one comes out right before the show, and I have 5 different ads in there, and I'm really excited. So not only will my name be in the show notes, it will also have my patterns and business information, and I was just so excited because, I began this adventure, well, actually in March of 2023. And but I launched back in August of 24, and you have been there with me through all of that and been so supportive, and I'm so grateful for that. I never dreamed in a million years a couple years ago that I would be sitting here, A, on this channel, B, doing all the things that I'm doing, but I'm just so excited to be in the mix of all of that. So anyway, so what is it that I have done for market? Let me just show you. So the first thing I'll show you is the next installment in the Be Ye series is Be Ye Loyal. I have all kind of Florida windows open and all this. I have lighting units going, and I hope that this conveys well. But this is Be Ye Loyal, and this is the next installment in the Be Ye series, and it will be a market exclusive in Nashville. and I am so excited about it. I had made some choices for Be Ye Loyal on purpose. First of all, I got the idea that it would be at market, and so market's in March and you have St. Patrick's Day, so I kind of got the idea there to go ahead and put I was going to just put a shamrock, but I did put a 4-leaf clover on there, and then I thought, well, I do everything on purpose with purpose. So Be Ye Loyal, what loyalty is very important in those character traits that we acquire. And so that had been on my mind for a while. And so when I thought about releasing this for market and using a shamrock, I looked up, what does a shamrock symbolize? And it is has a symbolism of faith, hope, and love. And what more things to be loyal to? And so I thought the combination of March and the symbolism and the character trait that I wanted to bring out in this. And so I love this. And my another thing is, I've got dog hair. It's funny. All my models, when I stitch, them, I crack up because I'm always picking dog hair out of them because my little chihuahuas always want some on my lap. But something else I wanted to say about this is, it's got an Irish Celtic overtone to it. My dad's was adopted, and he's either Scottish or Irish. Now, I've said this before, I've got a DNA test that I'd like to do. And so, maybe this is even that, part of that, the Celtic Irish. I don't know. My dad's side, I'm either Scottish or Irish. So got to have something in that genre. So I hope that you enjoy this installment. And any of my Nashville releases, if there is something that you'd like for to have a pattern for, I need you to contact your local needlework shop and put in for pre-order for that, and they will gladly get that in for you. I will not have these on my website for 30 days, and so exclusively to the brick and mortars, you need to put a pre-order in, and there are so many. I'm just thrilled to death seeing all the shops that have put my my releases on their inventory. So whatever is your favorite cross stitch online shop, or your favorite local brick and mortar, contact them and they will put in for a pre-order with me, and we'll all be glad to get those out to you. Okay, so that is release number 1. Be loyal. And then where am I gonna go next? I got them all right here. They're all like, these are all my babies. Okay, the next one I'll show you is this is Mary Shepard Wigton. I love her. Her original sampler that Mary stitched was on it was on linen with wool, and just such a pretty, I love the detail of her little wonky birds, and the colors are just so beautiful. This is stitched on 40 count dirty teacup from Needle and Flax. And I love her. So, there's birds, there's that beautiful antique sampler colors, Mountain Mist obviously is in there because that's one of my favorite colors. And I just love Mary. She went to the national school in the UK, and I tell in my pattern about that. Let me, hold on. Here's the pattern for Be Ye Loyal. That's what the pattern looks like. And then let's see, let me find Mary. Okay, and this is the pattern for Mary Wigton. And I do a full brilliant color booklet, stapled booklet. And so I tried to put together something really beautiful for you. And I told a little bit in the pattern about it, but I could not find Mary, although I have initials on her sampler, DS and ES, and that she went to the national school in 1852. I can't tell you anything about Mary because I couldn't find her. But what I can tell you about is her school, which may be why I can't find her. But a national school was a school founded in the 19th century England and Wales by the National Society Promoting Religious Education in accordance with the teachings of the Church of England to the children of the poor. Together with the British and Foreign School Society, they provided the very first near universal system of elementary education in England and Wales. So maybe I just couldn't find Mary because there wasn't a lot written. She might have been a little poor girl. And so, but what I did find was a little bit about her school. And so she is lovely in every way. And I hope that you like her. So if you, Mary Wigton, if you like her, put in for a copy of that to your local needlework shop. And then this is an original design by me, and it's called Morning Prayer. I love this. I was on my way on Mondays at my church. I teach in the Sunday school department. And I was on my way once a month on Mondays. We go and we prepare for the following month in our Sunday school department. And I was on my way and I was praying and I heard myself say this: "Give unto us, O Lord, thy grace for today, your grace for today." And I was like, oh, that would make a beautiful cross stitch pattern. And I thought about it and dreamed about it, and I put this together, and I'm just so proud of it. I love it. The colors are so pretty. This is stitched on 40 count vintage country mocha. Again, there's some Mountain Mist. It's one of my favorite colors. And there's a combination of, gassed, let me see. I didn't tell you what with the other. There's combinations in here, but this is DMC, Gentle Arts, and I think just DMC, Gentle Arts, and 2 Weeks Dye Works that were used in this. And so this is Morning Prayer. And I will show you the pattern for it. This is the pattern for it. So I'm really proud of it, and I hope that you like my my offering to you as a original design. And then the next one I will show you is the MC sampler. This, I did this originally, and this was an exclusive in Tiger Lily's Advent box. And I absolutely love this sampler, and I have my own thoughts. Of course, there was no provenance for me to go on when I found it, so I do not know the maker, but let me just, I don't know, just throw a few things out there. First off, I love how she, G-I-J, and then the Y and the Z, you see how she ruched around that little T? I loved it. That's one of the things I loved about it. I loved the border and I loved the corners. And, but, you know, is it Scottish? It's, you know, red and green. So, you know, a lot of Scottish samplers are red and green, but I also thought, okay, it says MC. Does that mean Merry Christmas? I don't know. I have no idea, but our little stitcher did a beautiful job. I love the Old English looking alphabet. And like I said, my favorite thing that drew me to it was this little go around, how she did her lowercase alphabet. I thought it was really, really cute. And it's a beautiful, beautiful sampler. So it is done on, this was, I have so much to tell you. This is 40 count dames at the needle, aged linen, and I designed this with Victoria Clayton hand-dyed fibers silk, and there are 2 colors, and so it makes it very simple. You know, it's not monochromatic, but you know, the closest thing to. And so if you would like this, do ask your needlework shops. And then as a bonus, at the show, I am going to have thread packs of the silk to go with this. So if you would like the MC sampler, and you would like to get the threads with it, don't forget to ask your needlework shop to pick up on for your pre-order the pattern and the silks for you, and you're almost ready to go. So that's the MC sampler. And so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 more to go. Okay, the next thing I will show you is my Mary Cook. And she's just, oh, I fell in love with her. I bought Mary Cook's original sampler from a auction. Look at the lighting, how terrible it is. I'm so sorry. I bought Mary Cook's original sampler from an auction in Chicago, and this is what sold me right there. Isn't that beautiful? And I love also its motto. It says, let Mary's happy choice be mine. Let Jesus love my heart entwine. Oh, let me at his feet be found. Whatever guest may me surround. What a beautiful motto. I love her so, so much. And I'm so thrilled to bring her to you. And look at these delicate little sweet flowers she did there. And so I love my, she's a little long, so I will tell you the details on her. Let me put her right here. I'm trying to be really careful with my little girls here. Okay, this is her pattern. I think she turned out really pretty. And she is stitched on 36 count fiber on a whim, milk and honey, and she's 153 by 254. And so she's got a combination of threads. There's Gentle Arts and 2 weeks dye works. So that is Mary Cook 1847. I just absolutely adore her. And my friend Holly Neal, she model stitched her for me. So thank you, Holly. I appreciate you so much. And then I have talked to you about how much I love needle cards. I love them, love them, love them, love them, because they are little simple gifts that you can throw together quickly, and then they're useful. And so I had told you that I was going to create a collection of them, and I did. I made a collection of 10 needle cards for you, and I called it a needle card collection. I'm going to show you this first. I will show you them all individually. And I had so much fun doing this. This pattern holds 10 individual patterns, so you get a lot of bang for your buck with this pattern, and I'll show you each and every one of them. These were all stitched on 18 count perforated paper. I bought the white perforated paper, but I distressed them with Tim Holtz distressing ink, and I've got all the information on that inside the pattern for you. And so they all are, they're all very close within a stitch or two. It just depended because of how I had to acclimate the borders. They're all about 2.5 inches by 3 inches, except for the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is 3.5 inches tall. And you see, I distressed it. Of course I did, because I like everything to look old. And so anyway, each of these is just the cutest, sweetest little thing. And then of course they're finished on the back with pretty scrapbook paper. They're very simple. I gave very simple instructions. You know, you can distress your paper beforehand or afterhand, depending on what look you're going for. And then, but you know, I always cut my perforated paper just a little bit bigger. You can get 1 pack, which is 2 sheets of perforated paper, and that's enough to do all 10. And I would just cut them into like 6 big pieces, and then cut them down to within 1 stitch outside of them. And then you use double-sided tape and just connect you a piece of felted wool and then your perforated paper on the back. But for mine, I did them a little bit differently. I took a paintbrush and a little bit of Aleene's glue and very thin. Do not glob this. But if you put a thin, tiny layer onto the back of your paper and then put it onto the back and your felted wool, it actually gives it a little more structure. And so, but it just depends. You use what you've got. But so this is the Eiffel Tower. And then I did a peacock. This is Carrie's favorite one. She loved it the very second that I did it. And just use your very favorite scrapbook paper on the back. I had to do the crowns, you know, the crowns royale, if I was going to call that. Of course, I did it a complete tiny sampler, including a bird for you. Of course, I had to do that. What would be a collection without a sampler? A church. I love this border that I created. I had seen an antique border with the chain link, and I searched and searched and searched for how to acclimate the corners, and I really was thrilled. I'd love to do this border on a sampler on an original design. Okay, like I said, you know, I don't know if I'm English or Scottish on my dad's side, so I mean Irish or Scottish, so my Be Ye Loyal I did with Irish, but I did a Scottish thistle and crowns. And the reason why I put the crowns on there is because my dad was born in Allen, A-L-L-E-N. That is, so Thurston really is an alias, my maiden name. So I'm really an Allen. And you know, names changed when they crossed over the pond. And so it could have been A-L-L-A-N, who knows, but A-L-L-A-N is associated with Scottish royalty. So I thought, well, just in hopes. So I put the thistle, which is synonymous with Scotland, and I put crowns on there. So this was all about my dad. And then I thought we would visit Holland. I love the Delft blue designs, the Dutch designs. And so I had to have a little windmill. So I did that. No collection would be complete without a bird. And I created this one. Isn't he not cute? I made sure he had some keys so he could get out of that cage. I love it. And then, of course, samplers, we have to have a flower basket. I thought this was so, so pretty. You know, when I designed it and then when I stitched it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I can't believe I did that. So I'm so proud of it. I'm proud of all these things. And then, of course, a berry bowl. I love to stitch berry bowls. And so I had to make sure one was represented in my collection. So that is my needle card collection, and everyone on social media has really, really embraced this. I don't think I knew when I created the series for this collection or this collection. I just, you know, you never know how it's going to be received, but I have to say, everybody's pretty excited about it, and I was really thrilled. I was like, yay, I actually did something great. And so I do have one more design to show you, and everyone is welcome that designs, and also the brick and mortars are invited to put in the recipe book to put recipes or designs. And of course I didn't want to miss out on that, and so I created this little design that I called Nashville Needles, and I created this little needle book. And I love it. I love green and pink together, don't you? And it's in the cookbook. So if it's a freebie in the cookbook, so if you would like a copy of Nashville Needles, you will need to buy the cookbook. So put a pre-order in for the cookbook. And this is just my little, I just made a needle book. I put some felted wool. I did all of this by hand as opposed to with a sewing machine. And so I just did a little buttonhole edge and put wool inside and some needles and a little buttons and an antique little pin. And so I love this. I love it, love it, love it. So it will be available to view there. I will tell you that I did this on 40 count Zweigart Platinum, and I used 2 classic Colorworks colors. I used Sea Shellie and 4-leaf clover. So I knew that might be asked. So those are all of my market releases, and I'm so proud of them, and I'm so thrilled with the response that I have received so far. And I thank you all for receiving me as a designer, and I'm looking forward to years and years ahead, and I couldn't do that without you. And so thank you so much for embracing me so kindly. So those are the market releases. So let's get into some other things. First bit of business is I received some things from the Fat Quarter Shop, and oh my goodness, Kimberly, she just sent some beautiful things for you, and I wanted to show you those today. And you know what, I need to write this down. Let me write down these words really quick, because I'm going to give these as a giveaway, and I want you to be able to have those words. Okay, she sent daisies, the Seed Packet Cross Stitch series. Isn't that adorable? And we all are looking at our seed packets. I know I am, because I can't wait to work in my garden when I go back to my house in Ohio. Well, I'll be working in my greenhouse because there's 2 snowstorms happening this week up there. So, but when I get back, I know that I'm going to be wanting to plant some seeds in my greenhouse. And so what an adorable, this is an It's So Emma pattern. And if you would be interested in this pattern, use the word daisy. And that came from Fat Quarter, and I'm so excited that I'm going to show this to you, but I'm going to just make a disclaimer as part of my haul as well. This one's for you, but Lori Holt has created a beautiful sampler called Vintage Sampler Cross Stitch. Is that not a beauty? I got one of these for myself, and then Kimberly sent one for you. And she's done, Lori did this on, she used Valdani threads, but it's just beautiful. I'm going to do a conversion and just use from my stash, but if you are interested in Lori's vintage sampler pattern, use the word vintage in your comments below. And then this is so exciting. I could not even believe this when I opened my box that came from Fat Quarter Shop, but Lori's Bee's Knees book stand. Would you look at that? Have you always wanted one of Lori's chart stands? You can use this for all kind of things. You can use it for your cross stitch, your quilting. You could put a cookbook on it, but I couldn't believe Kimberly sent this. So if you are interested in this denim colored Bee's Knees book stand, use the word stand and I'll be glad to send that to you. What are those not beautiful things that were sent our way? I am so excited about those. So anyway, give me just one moment and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry about that. This table was just covered and I wanted to move the models. I didn't want anything to happen to them. Okay, well, last video I had a giveaway, and it was a Bee in My Bonnet Stitch Card W set from Lori Holt, and the key word for that was stitch. And I have a winner, and it is Linda Skinner 5887. Linda Skinner 5887. You are the winner of the Bee in My Bonnet Stitch Card Set W. So thank you for participating, everybody who participated in that giveaway. And Linda, I'm excited. You can contact me at AntiqueNeedleworkers@gmail.com. Tell me that you're Linda that won the stitch card set, and I'll be glad to get that out to you. And for the giveaways that I just shared with you for today, you must be 18 years old. You must like and subscribe the video. And I hope that you will join in all the fun and get an opportunity to win those beautiful things that Kimberly Jolly sent our way. Okay, let's get into some stitching. Okay, All right, the first thing I want to show you, you know, I'll take a picture and I will put it right here. Because I can't show you the pattern. There's not a cover for it. Jo Florence, who is just an absolute beautiful, beautiful stitcher on, you see her on Instagram and Facebook. She created a pattern called Jardan Romantique, and she gave it away for free, and you can get Jo's pattern yourself. And we all are know that recently we have lost an icon in our industry, and that was Jean Lee. And Jean was just a wonderful lady. I met her one time, and I have to be honest, it was last year at market, and I fangirled so hard that I never asked any of the questions that I wanted to ask. I was gobsmacked when I met her, and she just was such a sweet lady. She would comment on my videos. She would comment on my posts on Instagram. She was one of those ladies that was available and welcoming to everyone. And when I met her at market, she was scooting around on her little scooter, and you know why I was a little shy too. I wasn't just gobsmacked, but you know, I didn't want to just run up and suffocate her, if you want to know the truth, on top of the fact that, you know, I was fangirling really hard. But we just lost her recently, and if you've ever watched any of Two Tarts and Their Charts with her and Carolyn, and you've ever watched any of the videos, she did a video with Gary Parr several years ago, and she was showing samplers. And you know, Jean always talked about loving flowers and roses and things like that. She loved the color yellow, and the color red. I do not know why that just came out of my mouth. I don't know. But anyway, she loved the color red. And so she was known for her love of 56 and getting everybody to stitch on 56. So I had a new start after Jean passed away, and it is the Jardan Romantique from Jo Florence, and I chose to stitch it on 56 count. And it the fabric I used was I need to put on my glasses to read this. Dixie Sampler hand-dyed fabrics, Vintage Dune 56 count, and using red Avera Soie number 681. And I got a little start, and but this is, it's ruched. The whole border is roses, and so I got a little start on that. And it's not much, but you know, I have to have my bifocal contacts in, my readers, and my magnifier, and a super light. And by the way, those of you who are afraid to try a higher count, listen, nobody's looking at these higher counts with their bare eyes. We're using magnifiers, we're using readers, we're using light. It doesn't make you a better stitcher to use your bare eyes and sit and try to kill yourself to stitch on 56, 46, 40, or any of those counts. We're all using help. Let that be known. And so I myself, when I stitch on 56, use a light, a magnifier, bifocal contacts, and a smoking strong pair of readers. I actually wear a 4.0 or a 5.0, depending on how mottled the fabric is. And so I did get a little start, and this is my homage in my dedicated piece to remembering beautiful Jean Lee and the legacy that she leaves all of us stitchers. And she encouraged the joy of needlework. She encouraged expanding your skills, growing as a stitcher, and she was the motto for her shop was where samplers rule. And so this is for Jean, this Jardan Romantique on 56 count for me. So I started that when Jean passed away. And so that's one thing I worked on outside of all of my market stuff, which, oh my gosh, you can tell it's just a lot of work. but it's so fun. I love it, love it, love it. Something else I worked on was the English Rose Sampler by the Proper Stitcher. This was the featured piece in the Fanciful Flamingos sampler box that came out at the first of the year. Annie did a beautiful job on this, beautiful job. It's on 36 count Atomic Ranch Mellow Stone, and it's using a Victoria Clayton silks, and of course they came in the box with them, and I got a good go of it and got a good start. I absolutely love this piece. Beautiful linen, beautiful silks. Nothing's ironed. I apologize. Let me just tell you, I want to iron these, but I've got family in, I got family coming, and it's been a crazy town, and I know you understand. So anyhow, here you go. This is how far I've gotten on Annie's piece. Oh, it's atrocious, isn't it? This knot, no ironing. I apologize, I do. The Victoria Clayton silks are just gorgeous. Look at that palette. Just beautiful. And so I stitched on that. I put time into that, and I put a lot of time into the two next pieces that I'm going to show you. This is so funny. This little bag flew with me. Okay, so I drove down here for when we came down to the new house for the winter. And I had to fly home, and I turned and burned so quick. I flew home, and I was back at the Ohio house to pick up models from the framer, and I was in Ohio less than 32 hours. I flew in and got in at 10:30 at night on a Friday, and I was on a plane back in Florida before breakfast on Sunday morning. And so anyway, this little bag flew with me, and I worked out of this little bag for a long time. I had all 10 of my stitch cards, patterns and threads in this bag. I had Annie's piece in this bag. This bag has got some mileage. I was attempting and wanted to start this piece by the Scarlet House, the gift, My Gift to Thee. This is in this bag. I also have, I found my boomstick. Oh my goodness. I love the boomstick. That's in there. I still have pieces of my my perforated paper, pack of needles, threads. I've got, and I had in here as well another piece, but I took it out, and it was just a tiny little pattern that, it was the little sampler drum I showed you the last time. I mean, I can't believe I shoved this much stuff into this little bag. Anyway, and so it flew home with me and flew back with me when I did my mad dash to pick up my samplers from the up from the framer. And so anyway, this is one of my carry keepers, and in it, I call this my Teresa kogut carry keeper, because I have Strawberry Manor in here, but what I have in here is what I've been working on, and that is Newcastle Bouquet. This is actually one of my very favorite Teresa kogut pieces ever. It's been in my lineup for a long time, but it's languished a lot. And so I wanted to put some work into that. And so I adopted this into my roundup for the winter as something that I would work on. I wrote it down on my working copy. There it is. This is 32 count Lakeside vintage buttercream using all the called for colors. I know I have a mess of, I have my rat's nest in here, and let me take my needle out. I was able to get the border all the way around. So I've got the skeleton of the border all the way around. I filled in 2 more of these. I've got the stems for 2 more. And I finished out the alphabet that goes in that section, and I began that gorgeous big bird. So I really just had the corner in, and I had been working on the skeleton, and I had some letters. But now I've got this all the way in my border matched. So there you go. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. I absolutely love this, and I think it's going to make quite a statement. I love to switch out pieces on my mantle, and but I think if Newcastle bouquet hits the mantle, it just may stay there because it's so big and beautiful, and that's why I picked 32 count. I wanted it to be a statement. You know, when I choose my counts of fabric, I don't choose, I choose the colors based on what will work well with the piece. But when I choose my counts, you know, that is a way, you know, that's a trick. To choose, all right, I want a big piece. I know that some people love micro pieces. I love tiny little pieces as well. But I want this to be just all that in a bag of chips up on that mantle. And so I chose 32 count, and I never really do this, but I am stitching it with 2 threads. I love the boldness of how it shows up and conveys on the fabric. And so yeah, statement piece was what I was going for. So I chose the size of my linen so that I would get the size of my piece. And I also chose to stitch with 2 threads so that I would get that bold pop of color across the room. So that is one of the things. I put a lot of time into that, and then I put a lot of time into this. This is one of my favorite Brenda Gervais pieces. It's Harriet Elizabeth Co. And I showed you this before, and I absolutely love this piece. I was inspired by Michelle Rudy from Farm Girl Dry Goods. She showed this several years ago, and she had done this, and I loved it. Now, what are some of the things I love about this piece? Okay, some of the things I love about this piece is the alphabet is an eyelet alphabet, and I love doing Algerian eyelets. There are tons and tons and tons of them in there. And the alphabet, and there's a whole band of Algerian eyelets. I'm stitching this on the called for fabric, but a different count. It was called for, it called for 30 count Old Town Blend by R&R using 2 threads. I am using 2 threads, but I'm using 32 count Old Town Blend because I really didn't want to go any lower than 32 count. So anyway, what have I done? I got this upper border in, I finished this border across, I got this border 3/4 of the way across, and I started this Algerian eyelet band across. I finished the alphabets on the first, and I finished that there. So I think I got a lot done. It's a lot more time consuming to do the eyelets, but I love them. Love them, love them, love them. And if you've never done an Algerian eyelet, don't be afraid. And if you don't like them, do a Smyrna. Nobody cares. You do you. But one of the things that I will tell you that is a great piece of advice is when you're doing an Algerian eyelet, never let your thread cross the hole. Note to you, because it won't be nice and open and pretty. So anyway, those are the things that are cross stitch that I worked on. And I do have one more thing that I worked on. My last video, you will have seen that the wonderful, wonderful Deanne Fitzpatrick had invited me to do an afternoon with her. And that was just such a treasure. And she is, she is someone creatively that I look up to. She is a rug hooker, yes indeed, but I'm a multi-crafter, but not just that. She as a artist, a fiber artist, is just, she's so inclusive, and so, she builds up so many people. And it was such an honor and a thrill. I was absolutely shocked when I got the request. I thought, Deanne watches me? She's the author of the Meditations for Makers that I often use in my Maker's Moments. And so it was such a thrill and an honor to be on live with her. And I had chosen to start a piece. I bought this for Carrie and I back, I don't know, a year or two ago. And it's called The Knitters. And the rug hooking patterns are literally on the linen. And so anyway, this is my start of the Knitters. Look, I've got the two little Knitters faces. Look at their lips, aren't they cute? And so, and I'm hooking this pattern with wool strips and with wool yarn. I'm using, and also this lady's hair, this is wool locks. So it makes her hair look really curly, doesn't it? And so I've got some neat things. I won't be hooking the needles. I have these little, they look like tiny knitting needles, but as a knitter, you use them to connect two pieces together. So when you're joining two pieces of knitting together, they hold it in place. So I'm going to, in place of where it shows the knitting needles, I'm going to put those through there, and then I'm going to knit 3 swatches. That's how this is shown in its finished form. And I will do that, and I was excited to get that started. So I cut some wool since I've been here and did a little rug hooking. So that is the rest of, those are the things I've worked on top of doing all of my market prep and preparation and getting all that stuff together. So I feel like, although I've been MIA on here, you completely understand why I have had so much going on. Okay, so let's see what I've got in haul. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about, I want to highlight someone. I had showed you that I had gotten, I got this magazine from my guild's freebie pile, and I had talked about how inside of this magazine there was a Abide Thy Heart by Mary Cox. It's got the full pattern for all of this, except for it took number 15 to get that piece. And I'm planning on doing Abide Thy Heart the entire set. And I had showed this, and one of the sweet ladies that was at Guild, she had actually picked up 15, and so she brought it to me at the Christmas party. But why am I telling you about this again? Well, since then, I got an email from a young man in Australia, I believe in Brisbane, Australia. And his name is Jude, and I think he's 18 years old, but he and his sister have an absolutely wonderful presence on Instagram, and Jude has a shop called the Timbo shop. And what does Jude make? They have, he is a hand maker. Let me pull this back up so I can show you. He is a hand maker of shaker boxes. They have quilts and all kind of things on the, bringing old skills back. And I was so proud of this young guy when he emailed me and he said that they watched my video. First of all, thank you, Jude, for you and your sister watching my videos. That I was honored. But these are the boxes that Jude makes, the shaker boxes. And they had watched and they saw me talking about this. And he sent me an email and he said, I saw your video and I want to tell you, I want to make your box for you so that you will have everything that you need to complete your set. And I was just like, oh my goodness, you're kidding me. So Jude is making my box for my Mary Cox piece. And I also have ordered from him another sewing box. Now I know I have multiple shaker sewing boxes, but his was a little different. I needed to have another one. It has the handle, it has the lid, but it has a tray in the top, and I was like, oh, I have to have that too. So ordered that from him. But I'm going to put links to his social media and to their website below. This young man, although I don't have my box in my hand, I can tell you, and you can see very clearly on his Instagram and on his website, he is doing fine work. Fine work, and his boxes are beautiful. The things that they have for sale in there are magnificent, and I wanted to share that with you today. I want you to go to Timbo shop on Instagram and on the interweb. All of that will be listed below, and I want you to take a look at this young man's work. There is nothing more in the world that I'd love to do than to promote and share the handiwork of a young person. How exciting. When I was 18, although I was a maker, I wasn't doing anything like this young guy, making these boxes and keeping alive a craft so well, and being such a craftsman. And so I wanted to share that with you. Get on his website, get on his Instagram, follow them, share him, and I can't wait. I know that when I get back to my house in Ohio, I'm probably going to have a box from Timbo waiting for me there. And so I wanted to share that with you. Okay, so what are some things that I've done, received? Well, recently, Teresa Kogut got on social media and all of the platforms and talked about a project that she was doing called Hope and Love. And she created this pattern, and I bought this. I got on her shop and downloaded the PDF of this. And I wanted to share this first with you because Teresa is giving the proceeds for this. This was created, there's a young boy that I believe is 4 years old, and he's fighting cancer. And Teresa put out a call to prayer for this young man, and she created this design and put this out to support this family. And together, we as a community, we are strong in our faith, and we're strong in our connections. And so I wanted immediately to get this pattern and share it with you and begin to stitch with this. I'm going to kit this up and get this going, but it says hope never fails, love never fails. And so I would encourage you, I will put a link for this pattern below to get on to Teresa's site and support this wonderful cause, just as I myself and many others have. And so that is Hope and Love. So I bought that. I showed you in the giveaways the Lori Holt pattern. I bought one of those as well. So, but I've already showed you that. I also, my friend Carrie, my sweet friend Carrie, Tiger Lily Designs, she had showed how she was working on her sampler tree from Hello from Liz Matthews. Now look, I've never done one of these trees, but I love it. It's a sampler on a tree. And Carrie showed her flower frog. Well, I've had the exact same flower frog for years. And it's a beautiful orange color carnival glass. And one of the NPI threads, I have this all kitted up. I bought all the NPI threads, but look at this NPI thread. That looks like carnival glass to me, and I know that that's why Carrie chose, I think that's why Carrie chose. It was a good choice to go with it. So I want to copycat my bestie. I'm going to stitch mine on 36 count vintage country mocha. So I had the linen, but I bought the MPI silks, and I bought the pattern to stitch Sampler Tree by Hello from Liz Matthews. So I love that. So join in on that. How fun is that? I am so excited about the next thing I bought. Antique Sampler Reproductions by Kathleen Littleton, Cross Stitch Antiques. Julia Rachel De Lamar, 1849. Country Sampler brought it back out, and I love it, and they kitted it up. And when I was home to get my models, I collected my mail and it was in there. I said, yay! So I love Kathleen Littleton Cross Stitch Antiques. I love all of her patterns. She is phenomenal. And so I'm excited to jump on the bandwagon. And the linen in my kit is Hemingway by Needle and Flax, and it's 40 counts. Wait a minute. Yeah. It's 40 count, yeah. And then of course all of the threads that were the conversion for the attic, so, or not the attic, for country sampler. I'm all over the place. I'm a little tired. I've had a lot going on. Okay, what else do I have? I have a bunch of magazines, and they're probably old news by now, but I'm going to show them anyway. When I went home, I got them. You know I love the magazine Piecework. And look at the biscornu on the front of that this time. Oh, it's so, I know there's some stitching in this one, and there's some patchwork. There's some, I love this. This is like a, this is to do a pin cushion, the shoe pin cushion, but it's like a Berlin wool work. And you know that I have been really studying and researching, and I'd love to put together an original design that is an homage to a Berlin wool work. So I've been doing a lot of studies in that. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, that pin cushion. And I can't show you the pattern, but it was so funny because before I knew, when I would see Berlin wool work patterns, the way this is, I think, what the heck is that? And they did slippers for themselves, and they did slippers for pin cushions and stuff like that. And so I didn't know it at first, and so I thought it was a collar, the way it was put together. So, but anyway, I'm excited about that. So Piecework magazine came while I have been gone. And then 2 crochet worlds came since I've been gone. One is Winter 2024. And you know, I'm a crocheter and a knitter, so I love getting patterns. And you know, I collect these as well for, I love looking for patterns new for baby group to make the items for the babies and the needy. And so I love to keep my subscription to Crochet World because there's new items in there. So, and then this is the subscription for the spring. And the people who put out Crochet World are the same people who do just cross stitch. And this is the Winter 2024. I haven't got a spring. There's probably a spring one at the house. But I love just cross stitch magazine. And as a matter of fact, one moment please, they have a new section. And I believe it's in this one. One moment, please, because I do want to share this with you. There's a lot of really cute stuff in this month's, the Winter 2024. I should have marked this page in advance. My great apologies. Let me see if I can't find it in the front. Oh. Jillian, let me look just one more minute. Jackie from Jack's 444, Jackie Alstrom, my sweet, sweet friend. She started floss tubing when she started stitching, and she said that it's because she watched me. And I just love, love, love Jackie, and she is featured as a floss tuber in cross stitch, and I want to show it to you, but I can't find it. But it is in the magazine. Leave it to me to want to talk about something and not mark the page. I had made a note to myself, but that's a new feature in Just Cross Stitch that they're highlighting floss tubers. As I flip through every page and cannot find what I'm looking for. Sorry about that. Well, I couldn't find it. But anyway, look in your Just Cross Stitch magazines. They do have a new section, and that new section is featuring floss tubers. And Jackie, I'm so proud of you. I was so excited. She is Comfort Stitching, and we all know her and love her. And she was featured in Just Cross Stitch. So maybe it's in the next one. Maybe it's in that one. I don't know. I'm sorry I wasted your time, but I can't find it. Okay, I did purchase another thing. And this I saw on Instagram, and I'm gonna pull this pretty ribbon off of the bag. It's Avley Folk Embroidery. Avley Folk Embroidery. And they show beautiful things stitched on, this is how they come in their little bags, but they're linens, table linens. Let me make sure I'm not showing you anything. And these are to do on, you can use just a little of their motif or a lot of it, but the table linens, remember? I mean, Carrie Tiger Lily saves these all the time. But so you get the thread, you get the, this is an even weave so that it's good and sturdy for the table. And I kept seeing these and I thought, oh my gosh, I wanna do some of those for my tables and leave something behind for Carrie's great-granddaughter one day maybe to find when she has one at the thrift store and repurpose it like her grandmother, I'm sure. And then I bought another one, and it was this one. Isn't that beautiful? A table runner. And I just thought, oh, those are beautiful. Never have I did pillowcases with the old stamped cross stitch for Jerry's, my husband's grandmother. You get a needle, you get the even weave, you get all the threads, all the things. And I thought, I'm gonna leave some linens on this planet when as I'm passing through. And I thought these would be so pretty, and they, you know, I think that they would make for pretty props for when I'm doing photography for my own patterns too, to sit them on there, because I love to put beautiful antique things in my patterns. I'm crinkling, I apologize. Sorry. So I got those two things, and I got them Instagram and Facebook. You see that stuff, you could sell me anything. And then I purchased Elizabeth Dinsdale 1846 from Hands Across the Sea. And of course, you always get something beautiful from Nicola. You get, it says with compliments from Hands Across the Sea, and then it's a card, but it's always got this. I love these. This little piece of paper. I use them as bookmarks. I love bookmarks in my books and in my Bible. But yes, I bought Elizabeth Dinsdale 1846 from Hands Across the Sea. And then I had one more thing that I got, and that is my Sew Sampler box. I know I've got another one at the house because they come out about the 25th of the month. So I'm a little behind showing this, but anyway, it's Embracing New Possibilities is the name of the box. And Sunday Brunch by Moda Fabrics from Basic Gray Designs is the fabric. And look at this. This box came with 4 charm packs. I mean, this is the best. If you're a quilter or a sewist, the Sew Sampler box is the best thing ever. It came with gold-plated milliner's needles. It came with a new thread that I've never seen. It's an organic thread, and it is called Scanfill. One moment, please. We get this little list, and I want to make sure I say it right. Scanfill coconut milk 100% organic cotton thread. So this will be a first time to try that, and it's a 50 weight cotton. Then this is hot cross buns. It's the paper piecing to do for this. This is a runner. You get the paper piecing pieces to do for a runner in here. And then a pattern for Fresh Start quilt pattern. I love that. And then as well, you get your installment for the Peaceful Basket. So I'm going to cover that. So this is Peaceful Basket number 10. And you know, I've been sewing this, I'm behind, but I am sewing on this in 12 months, and you get this beautiful big quilt, and I'm using the called for fabrics for that, and it's just beautiful. And then here is the pattern for the cross buns quilted runner. I mean, this box, I think it's under $35. Where are you gonna get all these patterns, pieces, fabric, thread, needles? I mean, I say this every time I show this box. I'm never gonna ever not do this box because it's just so well curated. Bravo Fat Quarter Shop. So sign up for that, the Sew Sampler box. So, and that's it. That's all the things that I've got, except for I'm sure there's stuff at home, because when I've sat late at night, when I've been struggling with a CSV file to download all of the shops coming to market into my database to send out my newsletter, I may or may not have had to sit and shop for a while to calm myself down. So, you know, yeah, so I'm sure that there's shopping waiting for me at home that I've done. So, but anyway, so there I've showed you all of my models and introduced you to what's coming at market from me. Do remember to go to the Facebook group, Antique Needleworkers Circle of Friends, and join if you haven't. If you'd love to see the lives, there will be 7 lives starting with me. And that way you can interact with the community. I wanted to do that. I know that everybody is showing their designs in posts, but that way you have access to, if you have a question, and interact and hear the thought processes behind the design process with these designers. Like I said, I'm just so excited for the ladies who have agreed to come on with me, and I hope that you'll join us there. But you do have to join the group, answer the questions, or you won't be in the group. And there are several people that have jumped on since I have said these things and they haven't answered the questions. So go back and answer the questions so that you can see the lives. And the giveaway, Linda Skinner 5887, don't forget to send me an email with all of your vital statistics so I can send you your pattern. And then for all of the giveaways that came from the Fat Quarter Shop, do like and subscribe and be 18. So if you've put those words into your comments, Daisy, Vintage, and Stand. And yeah, so I think that's about it, my friends. It has been a joy to be here with you today. I am sorry that there was a big gap, but I know you of all people understand that they're push time, the end of the road for all of those things, preparing for market, and then of course the new house. I will be going home at the end of the week. I have enjoyed being at my new house for the winter, and I'll miss it, but I will be home and glad to see family that I haven't got to see while I've been gone away so long, and to see my farm animals, and to get back into my studio, into my office, and to prepare for other things. I did have one thing I forgot to tell you. I've mentioned to you before that I'm the designer for the Prairie Moon Primitives in April, and it's the Stitching on the Prairie 2025 retreat out in Oklahoma. Well, I will put a link below, but there are a few spots available. You know, people's plans change sometimes, and so there are a few spots left. And if you would like to come to the Prairie Moon Primitives Stitching on the Prairie retreat that I'm the designer for, you can hop on over or call and get I think it's just a few spots. So if you're interested in that, in April, it starts April 25th. And I'm really excited to come out and do this for Ginger, the owner, and Vanessa, who helps her organize these things. It's the very first retreat that I will ever design for, and I'm thrilled to pieces. The piece that I have reproduced, I'm pretty in love with, and so I've been putting together the kits. I'm really excited, trying to put together something very special. And so if you want to join, I hope that you will join me there, and you can find the information in my description box. But I think that'll do it for today, my friends. I thank you so much for joining me here again, and I hope that you'll come back. I hope that you'll smash that like and subscribe button. But until I meet you again, my friends, I wish you many happy stitches. Bye-bye now, my friends.